Right now, across northern Mexico, cranes are racing to finish building factories, warehouses, and logistics hubs before a specific date arrives. Not a construction deadline, a trade policy deadline, a formal review of the agreement that makes almost this entire boom financially possible in the first place. And nobody building today knows for certain what the rules will look like once that review actually concludes. Here's the number that should stop you. Mexico closed 2025 with a record $40.87 billion in foreign direct investment, up nearly 11% from the year before. In January 2026 alone, the country announced $5.8 billion in new investment. And nearly 500 industrial parks are now operating across the country, with more than 100 additional parks currently under construction, all of it racing against a formal review of the trade agreement underpinning the whole boom, one whose technical negotiations are scheduled to begin on July 1st, 2026. By the end of this video, you'll understand exactly why northern Mexico became the epicenter of this construction race, what's actually driving companies to move manufacturing here rather than simply staying in Asia, and why the clock ticking down toward that trade review has every serious investor racing to lock in position before anyone actually knows what the rules will be. The underlying logic driving this entire boom comes down to a single structural advantage. The trade agreement connecting Mexico, the United States, and Canada, commonly known as USMCA, has made goods manufactured in Mexico dramatically cheaper to sell into the American market than equivalent goods shipped from Asia. By mid-2025, 77% of Mexican imports into the United States qualified for duty-free treatment under that agreement, up sharply from just 42% in the deal's earlier years. Over that same period, competing goods originating in Asia faced average U.S. tariff rates that had climbed to 16.9%. That gap alone reshapes an executive's entire manufacturing calculus. Mexico became the single largest source of U.S. imports in 2024, with total bilateral goods trade reaching $466.6 billion, a level of integration that compresses approval timelines, aligns regulatory requirements, and eliminates the weeks of lag inherent in managing a supply chain from the other side of the Pacific. A Deloitte study found that 62% of American companies surveyed were either actively considering or already actively relocating part of their production specifically to Mexico. This construction boom isn't spread evenly across the country. It's concentrated overwhelmingly in a handful of specific corridors, and northern Mexico's border cities are winning the largest share of it. Northern Mexico accounted for 54.3% of all industrial built area completed in 2025, with the Bajío region, further south, capturing most of the remainder. Monterrey alone now holds more than 203 million square feet of industrial inventory, with gross absorption up 28% year-over-year in the third quarter of 2025. Ciudad Juarez recorded a 63% surge in absorption over that same period, and Querétaro absorbed space at a rate 74% higher than the previous quarter, pushing its own available inventory down to just 7.5%. A concentration of investment sometimes called the Golden Triangle, bounded by Monterrey to the north, Mexico City to the south, and Guadalajara to the west, now account for more than 60% of the country's total industrial space. That geographic concentration isn't random. It reflects proximity to the U.S. border, existing logistics infrastructure, and increasingly, entire specialized industrial clusters. Querétaro's aerospace sector alone now hosting operations for Bombardier, Safran, and Honeywell that took years to build and are difficult for a rival region to simply replicate overnight. The sheer volume of new industrial construction underway is genuinely enormous. According to Mexico's own Association of Industrial Parks, the country is projected to have 477 industrial parks operating across 28 states by 2026, with more than 100 additional parks currently under construction, part of the federal government's own 2025 to 2030 development plan. In 2025 specifically, 103 new industrial parks were under construction, representing $6.14 billion in investment, up 12.1% from the year before, with 63% of that money going toward entirely new park development rather than expanding existing sites. Industrial vacancy rates in the country's primary hubs, Monterrey, Tijuana, and Querétaro chief among them, have stayed below 4%, and rents in these same prime corridors have been climbing an estimated 10 to 15% annually, a direct sign of demand consistently outpacing how fast new space can actually get built and delivered. Despite all of that growth, genuine signs of deceleration have started appearing in the data, worth taking seriously rather than dismissing as noise. Absorption of new industrial space peaked in 2023, when a record 5 million square meters got leased nationwide. In 2024, that figure fell to 4.6 million square meters. By the first half of 2025, absorption had dropped further still to just 1.5 million square meters, while the national vacancy rate climbed from 3.7% up to 4.9% over that same window. None of that suggests the broader boom has actually ended. It suggests the pace of new demand may finally be catching up with, or even briefly outrunning, the incoming wave of newly delivered space. Exactly the kind of early cooling signal that typically shows up well before a genuine broader slowdown, if one is actually coming at all. Here's a genuinely counterintuitive development worth understanding directly. Recent U.S. tariff actions aimed broadly at trade partners have, in at least one major case, ended up benefiting Mexican manufacturers specifically, rather than hurting them. 25% U.S. tariffs on imported vehicles and auto parts took effect in 2025, creating real short-term turbulence across the industry. But because those tariffs applied broadly, while USMCA-compliant Mexican production remained largely exempt, the net effect actually widened Mexican manufacturers' cost advantage over competing production that didn't qualify for USMCA treatment, rather than narrowing it. That's not to say tariff volatility has been costless. A new 10% U.S. import tariff also took effect, and genuine uncertainty persists around the broader tariff landscape. In July 2025, Mexican President Claudia Sheinbaum and the Trump administration agreed to a 90-day delay in enforcing a separate set of tariff measures specifically to allow continued negotiation, underscoring just how actively contested and how directly consequential trade policy has become for this entire construction boom. All of this activity, the record investment, the construction boom, the early cooling signals, is playing out against the backdrop of a single, formally scheduled event that could reshape the entire foundation underneath it, the mandatory joint review of the USMCA agreement itself. That review formally launched in March 2026, with technical talks between the three-member countries scheduled to begin on July 1st, 2026. Industry analysts have been explicit about the stakes. Companies that secure industrial space and begin permitting before that review conclude stand to reach production capacity ahead of the resulting demand curve, while companies that wait risk facing measurably higher costs to enter later once whatever new terms emerge from the review actually take effect. That's precisely the clock this entire video opened with, a genuine, formally scheduled deadline hanging directly over billions of dollars in ongoing construction that nobody currently building today can fully predict the outcome of. Put the pieces together, and a new industrial park rising out of the northern Mexican desert is a far more time-pressured bet than a simple real estate development. It's a bet built on a genuine structural cost advantage, 77% duty-free access to the U.S. market versus average tariffs approaching 17% on competing Asian imports. That's pulled a record $40 billion in investment into the country in a single year. It's concentrated overwhelmingly in northern border cities and a handful of specialized industrial clusters that took years to build and can't easily be replicated elsewhere. It's already showing early signs of genuine deceleration, even amid record headline investment figures. And it's racing directly against a formally scheduled trade agreement review, whose outcome nobody currently pouring concrete or signing leases can actually predict with confidence. None of that requires any single company or government to be acting irrationally. It only requires an industry where the underlying trade rules that made an entire construction boom profitable are themselves scheduled for a formal review, on a clock that started ticking well before most of these buildings are even finished. So the next time you hear that Mexico is the new center of North American manufacturing, remember that the boom you're hearing about is currently racing against its own expiration date. It's a record $40 billion year of investment, built almost entirely on a trade advantage that a formal government review could meaningfully reshape within a year. It's nearly 500 industrial parks already operating and another 100 under construction, concentrated in a handful of corridors that took years to build and can't simply be recreated somewhere else on short notice. And it's an industry already showing its first real signs of cooling, even before anyone actually knows what the upcoming USMCA review will change. That's the pattern worth remembering here. This was never really a story about cheap labor or good geography alone. It was a story about a trade advantage with a review date already circled on the calendar and an entire industry racing to get built before anyone actually finds out what happens next.